So anyway, it always says okay. Always says 7 when it's 2. So 2 Central Time. And my phone looks better than what this is saying, but it's going to do the whole liquid. Uh, Somebody's trespassing through the internet. So what we thought were evidence of, it's evidence of demonic oppression. Let's see if that gets on the live. I don't know why you'd want to hide, devil. Aren't you proud of yourself? Isn't that your greatest sin? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the bad side. Keep my head down like that. I lost 63 pounds, neck, and old. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. The flask with the oil in it was brought down from heaven by a dove. It was sent down to Saint Remy, just as he was going to baptize King Clovis, who had become a Christian. I know this to be true. I had known it long before, for Pierre Pontet told me in Domremy. I cannot tell you how strange and awful it made me feel when I saw that flask and knew I was looking with my own eyes upon a thing which had actually been in heaven, a thing which had been seen by angels, perhaps, and by God himself of a certainty, for he sent it, and I was looking upon it. At one time, I could have touched it, but I was afraid, for I could not know but that God had touched it. It is most probable that God had touched it. From this flask, Clovis had been anointed, and from it all the kings of France had been anointed since. Yes, ever since the time of Clovis, and that was 900 years. And so, as I have said, this flask of holy oil was sent for while we waited. A coronation without that would not have been a coronation at all, in my belief. Now, in order to get the flask, a most ancient ceremonial had to be gone through. Otherwise, the Abbey of Saint-Remy, hereditary guardian in perpetuity of the oil, would not deliver it. So, in accordance with custom, the king deputized, but he has a D-E-P-U-T-E-D, deputed 5 great nobles to ride in solemn state, richly armed and accounted that they richly armed and accoutrement. That's why I'm trying to use it. Accoutrements. What Lady Godiva rode through the town, quote unquote, naked. She was without her excuse. I would love to hear somebody say that word. Without her crest, her noble crest. She was a lady. She was a nobility. She was the head of the town, and she sold her jewelry and her accoutrements and to feed her starving people. It's actually a beautiful story. And then 100 years later, it was naked Lady Godiva. But without your accoutrements, just like in the Bible, the guy doesn't have the proper wedding garment on and gets thrown out by the person putting on the wedding. You've got to have the right accoutrement. You have to believe all of the Apostles' Creed to be a true Christian. Believe anything out of it, It's okay if you don't understand some of it. None of us will understand Trinity, but you have to have faith in it. You get to the Father through the Son. The Father is the Son. You start on it. It just starts going crazy. As a child, but I know it's much more than this. Uh, they're all the same person, but in gas, water, gas, and ice, like that, taking on different forms. But anyway, the for all the time we're looking at the Trinity, the concept the Holy Spirit is birthed out of the love between the Father and the Son, and my maturity as a Christian. It's a person uh, with that Catholic concept. It's a living person. It's birthed out of the love between the Father and the Son. It works best for me. But anyway, this will probably all be now, in order to get okay, he deputed 5 great nobles, richly armed and accoutred. They leads to the abbey church, mitre on his head, and his file and file in the same word. Fial. Soon one heard the deep tongue in church, and so came the abbot in his sacerdotal